folks. Welcome to episode Ken Griffey Jr. with the Reds of Shoe Booty Sports. That's episode 30. for those that didn't quite catch that. So, yes, plenty to talk about this week. Eastern or Conference Finals, NBA playoffs going on right now. I have got the game one of the Eastern Conference Finals going on right now. It's halftime, so Boston's up. Can't remember the score, but Boston took a big lead early, and Miami battled back and made it a game. And Stephen A's doing Stephen A stuff at halftime, making big eyes and pointing at the desk. So, yeah. So we got the game. So we got the game on, and yeah, coming at y'all for episode 30. Quick plug for our sponsor, Rhino Races. Ladies and gents, visit rhinoraces.com for details of that race series. It's a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. They also have t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more in their gear section. Visit rhinoraces.com today and sign up today. Run at your convenience. All right. And also, you can find us, Shoe Booty Sports, on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also on the Wisdom app, and follow us on Twitter at Shoe Booty Sports. So, how much playoff basketball have you watched, Brad?
Not a whole lot. I think I've watched more playoff hockey than I have playoff basketball, at least over the weekend, anyways.
Well, there's like
yes,
so many
very
games.
interesting.
There's so many game sevens in both.
Yes, I wanted to watch them all, and yeah, man, those basketball games are on late, man. Sometimes I can't stay up and watch all of it.
They're actually on earlier than they have been, though. I've just been too busy to be able to keep track of it all. I've been mowing yards like every day. It seems like, at least on the weekend. What's a big yard?
A yard that takes you all week.
Oh yeah, well, weekend, but you know, yeah, the big one for me was Dallas and Phoenix, and all of the Luka memes with Devin Booker.
Yeah,
which basically it came off as the Suns pretty much got what they deserved. They tried to punk Luka, and Luka wasn't having it. He went off, and the Mavs went off, completely dominated Game 7 in Phoenix. And so they are the ones moving on to the Western Conference Finals. Game 1 of that starts tomorrow night. I know Golden State's not the Golden State of old, but I'm still going to go with the Warriors in that. I think the Warriors will win in 6. I'll give them 6 games. Miami, Boston, that's intriguing. I want to say you're not picking anybody if you say a 7-game series. But I'm gonna. I think that's gonna go. I think it's gonna go 7. I think it's gonna go 7. I'll take Boston. Boston Miami's good. Miami can play, but I'm gonna go with Boston there. Boston is 7.
I still can't believe they beat out. Yeah, they beat out the Bucks.
I'm not surprised. I heard this analogy earlier today. The Bucks are kind of like they come off as more like the Spurs as opposed than like a Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, or the Bulls with Michael, where they're not going to win it like every year. They're not going to win it consecutively. They're going to win it like every other year. Like I could see this Bucks team, if they stay together and healthy, winning 2 or 3 championships. But that's the thing. I mean, Middleton didn't play. I mean, Middleton wasn't healthy. So that's a big loss for them. I mean, their number 2 player didn't play. So I wasn't shocked. And Boston's playing lights out right now. I mean, they're just hitting on all cylinders. Tatum is turned into a complete superstar. And yeah, I think they'll beat Miami.
Yeah, I think I would have. Yeah, I would have definitely lost money on the Dallas Suns game. Because I don't think I would have went with Dallas.
I probably would have went with Phoenix too, but man, yeah, man, Lucas showed up.
And then Pat Bev instantly on first take. Oh man, that was great.
All I saw was him ripping on or Grayson Allen. I was going to say the Dirty Duke player. But that was the only highlight I saw. I'm sure it was entertaining, just because I mean,
It was very entertaining.
You know, he's going to keep it unfiltered, and
the amount of hate that he was throwing on CP3. I mean, it's like he's like, man, you know what we call him in the league? We call him a cone because he can't defend. He just stands there. So what do you do with a cone? You run around him. I was like, what the hell?
yeah, I'm gonna have to check him out, man.
Yeah, dude, it was.
He's
you
gonna
didn't see that on Twitter, man.
I haven't looked at my phone, man. At least that that part of it. I haven't been on Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go. Well, that first of all, yeah, Pat Bev has made a heck of a career for himself. I'm a huge fan, not just because he's an Arkansas guy. I just like that he, came from the European League, undrafted out of the NBA, goes to the European League and fights and claws his way into the league, into the NBA, gets a $80-something million contract, and he's bounced around, the last couple of years, going to the Clippers, and then basically them letting him go, and then he's into the T-Wolves. But I mean, we know his story, but he's made a career for himself, and he'll have a career after basketball too, just because people want to see that kind of stuff. He'll be on TV.
There's something I seen today. It was like this level of hate hadn't been seen since like 2002, and it said since Buck Nasty.
I did see that one. I did see that. Did give it a retweet
from the Chappelle Show. Yeah, that was great.
I did see that. Yeah. Shout out to the my TV box here in the corner. Where can I? Up there it is. There it is.
Yeah, I was wondering.
The camera.
Wondering what that was back there.
Yeah, I'm so fully moved in. I mean, I pretty much am, but it's like, what else am I going to do with that box?
Set it against the wall.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, not great for video, but hey. All right, so yeah, we got a good one here. I think this is going to be a heck of a series. I think Golden State Dallas is going to be a heck of a series. But yeah, I think the Warriors will come out of that in 6. I think the difference is they can throw multiple looks at Luka. Draymond will be able to guard him better than CP3 for sure, or Devin Booker. And it doesn't have to just be Draymond. They can throw Poole at him. They can throw Wiggins at him. Wiggins would be better at defending him, I would think, than Poole. But you can't stop Luka, but you can slow him down. And I think Draymond can do that. Certainly better than anybody on the Suns could do. So we'll see how it goes. Who you got in these two series? So I've obviously got a Warriors Celtics matchup in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with the Warriors. But yeah, Celtics are on one right now. Man, I'll go with the Heat. I'll go with the Heat just to be different, but I'm gonna stick with the Warriors.
Oh, Miami is a very good team too. So I mean, it could happen, but
yeah.
Tyler Hero's having a pretty good game, by the way. In this game 1 matchup. But I don't know. Tatum looks like a man on a mission to me, and Jaylen Brown. They got other key players, man. But they look like Celtics, the Celtics of the '80s, as far as ball movement and defending and everything like that. It's just it's a treat to watch. If you're just a basketball fan, watch the Boston Celtics. It's fun to watch. It's just it's beauty. It's just a thing of beauty, man. I mean, just the way that they're clicking out there. They're on another level. So, but Miami's, I mean, they're the top seed for a reason. About to start here in the second half. I forgot Kyle Lowry isn't playing. I forget he's on the Heat sometime. But anyway, we're about to start the second half here. We'll jump into, all right, so you have a little, I mean, you're going to have some fun this weekend. Tell everybody what you're doing. Hurry up. We only got 40 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I will be attending the PGA Championship on Saturday at Southern Hills Country Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Been sitting on the tickets for about a year now. Just itching to watch some pros tee it up. Pretty excited that there's a possibility of me watching Tiger Woods play. I can't even tell you.
I'm sure your rear
Yeah.
does itch because you've been sitting on those tickets for a whole year.
Yes.
I
Yes.
was waiting for you to
Electronically.
finish. I've been waiting for you to finish just so I could say that. Yeah, that would be cool. I did see where Tiger's going to be paired with Jordan Spieth and Rory, but so how does that work? I mean, is he paired with both of them, or is it just
Yeah,
like he's
they
paired with one, then with the other later on?
no, they play in usually on the first 2 days of the tournament. They play in groups of 3 or 4, and after the cut, then you're paired by how well you've done in the tournament to that day. So the top scorers, they'll tee off last. So, but yeah, that pairing will be together Thursday and Friday.
So what days are you going to be there?
I will be there Saturday.
And Sunday's the last day, right?
Sunday is the last day.
Yeah. Okay. So you won't get to be there Sunday? I mean, that's still pretty cool.
I mean, I could if I wanted to buy the ticket, but man, they're a little bit on the steep side.
Yeah,
So,
I
I'm
would
fine
imagine
with one.
so.
I'm fine with going there for one day.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I mean, who's the favorite in this? We're obviously relying on you for coverage of this. I mean, I dig golf when like Tiger's in it. It's just hard for me to get into it when he's not, or unless it's like a
mean,
really competitive like final.
who would you think would be the favorite? Just going off of what you know this year. He's got the golf name that you said, Scotty Scheffler. He's of course the favorite.
The guy that won the Masters, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, won the Masters.
I couldn't have even remembered his name.
Then of course you've got the usual names: McIlroy, Thomas, Spieth, Morikawa. McIlroy's won it in the past. Tiger, of course, is going to get a lot of attention because he's Tiger, but hell, he's a 50-1 long shot. All the other guys I mentioned are anywhere between 11 to 18-1 shots. So
yeah, I wouldn't be picking. I'm not going to pick Tiger to win anything.
no.
It was just cool to see him win one. Since the whole incident. What his last major before that wasn't it like 2008? Wasn't it the whatever U.S. Open? I think it was.
It had been a minute. I couldn't tell you what it was off the top of
I
my
think
head.
that's what it was
but
because I was still in school and I watched it. I was watching it in my apartment there on Duncan Street. Right before class, I was in between classes and I was sitting there waiting on that. It was summer school, and I was just sitting there watching that just in awe. He's basically out there playing on one leg with a Rocco Mediate. I
Yep.
remember that. I do remember that. So yeah, I mean, when Tiger's in it, I'm into it. Just because I grew up watching the dude. So, but yeah, we'll go with the golf name guy, Scotty Scheffler.
But I'd like to see Victor Hovland or Will Zalatoris. I'd like to see them maybe win their first major this week.
Those are two really good last names. What was it? Hogwarts and serotonin?
Pretty much. Victor Hovland and yeah, Will Zalatoris.
Yeah, that's what I said. Serotonin.
Yeah, I think Hovland's been on tour for 2 years. Zalatoris is about 2 years. So
Hobgoblin and Zazor.
And then you got Shoffley and
You're just making names up now.
Nah.
Jeremy Shockey's playing golf now.
Yep.
Oh, cool. All right, so
I did see where Danny Woodhead he made or he qualified in a U.S. Open qualifier. So
I forgot about him. He's not still in the league, is he?
no, no, but you could be seeing him maybe on TV playing golf one day. Probably not, but it's a possibility.
He's probably like my height or something, and he always looks
shorter.
Okay, I was gonna say, but he always looks like he's like Kyler Murray out there when he played. Which, by the way, the memes of Kenny Pickett's hands.
I was about to ask you, man, have you seen this, dude?
Yeah, that's the new ripping on of NFL player trend. He's not even in the league yet.
Those have been great. It's like a photo of him shaking hands with his teammate.
Yeah, they've been good, man. And they're only going to get better. So
Yeah.
I do look forward to that. I look forward to football season for multiple reasons, but there's one reason. Second half underway. By the way, Eastern Conference Finals game one. Boston up 62-59, 10 minutes play in the third. All right. So we're going to give a big shout out, by the way, to the Razorback softball team. Going into the postseason with a 44-9 record, number 4 ranking nationally, I think it is. At least that's what their seeding is. But regular season SEC champions and SEC tournament champions. The first SEC tournament championship I know in program history, probably regular
ever.
season one too.
And probably the second conference championship because we shared one last year. I'm not sure if they won anything before that, right?
No,
I remember them
they
winning
did not.
while we were in school.
No, even when I was a reporter, I would cover a lot of really good softball players, and they would all be going elsewhere because the coaches would always be like, yeah, Arkansas offered, but they're not going to go there. They're terrible. And I mean that's what they said. This is in-state girls that weren't going to Arkansas. One gal picked Southern Miss over Arkansas just
Dang.
because that was how bad it was. And this was I don't know, 2015, 2014. Yeah, I think it was 2015. Yeah, Mike Larrabee was the previous coach before Courtney Deifel. I assume that's how you say it. Sorry if I mispronounce it.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, but this guy that she took over for, he was 16-37 overall and 1-23 in SEC play his last season. So you can see why he got canned. And you can see just based on that why in-state girls went to go play elsewhere.
I think I could do a better record than that.
I think so too. I think I could put.
What did he do? Just mix some Jack and Coke at practice and sit there? Like, not give any direction?
I mean, I figure. See, yeah, that's the thing. A Walter Matthau essentially did that in Bad News Bears, but he at least was smart enough to say, "Hey, let's get the kid on the dirt bike." I mean, he would have done better than that for sure. Even Tom Hanks, when he was just his most hammered in a league of their own, just like sleeping in the dugout, hungover. That's probably about.
I watched that
more
movie
like
3 days ago. It was great.
Yeah, terrific movie. But we're gonna run through Deifel's. She's been the head coach since 2016. We're gonna run through her turnaround. 17-39 and 1-23 in the league her first year, of course, inheriting an absolute mess. Year two, 31-24 overall, 7-17 in the league. By year three, 42-17 and 12-12 in the league. 19, 38 and 20, also 12-12. COVID shortened year in 2020, 19-6 and 1-2 in the league. And these last 3 years, 19-5 in SEC play. Last year, 43-11 overall record, and obviously this year, 44-9, and was definitely the best team in the league. And that was the thing. Arkansas was favored. This wasn't like an upset. They were expected to win it. So I don't know what they're paying her, but give her the bag. Keep this coach around for a long time because she is doing it. Doing a great job. But if you're interested in watching them play, which I'll check them out if I can. Yeah, they play at Bogle Park Friday at 5 p.m. against Princeton, Ivy League Princeton, who is 27-15-2 on the year. So
2-2.
Yeah, 2 ties.
How do you time baseball?
It's Ivy League. It's softball.
We've got some studying to do. We've got to end this baseball game. We've got to end this softball outing.
Yeah.
Got to get back to my studies.
Yeah. Well, either way, that's probably what it is. But Princeton, Oregon, and Wichita State are the three other teams in the Fayetteville Regional. And then it's like, college baseball. You got the super regionals. The regionals, which is what starts Friday, double elimination, super regionals, best of 3, and then the Women's College World Series, best of 3. And if you get to the Natty, it starts over best of 3. I had to look up all that, by the way. But a couple shout outs to some of the players. Danielle Gibson, 442 average, leads the team. 18 home runs, 63 RBIs, also leads the team in hits, 73 hits.
Who's the grad transfer from Bama?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't watch them for the first time until I guess Saturday. Yeah, when they beat Missouri in the SEC tournament championship. But their pitching's like top notch too. Delsey and Delsey, Mary Half, Jenna Bloom, Delsey 17-2, Half 18-4, and Bloom 7-1. So lighten it up in the circle too. And yes, it's in the circle because they don't have a mound in softball. That drove me nuts as a reporter when the people's work I'd have to edit, they'd be like, so and so on the mound. Like, they're not throwing on a mound, they're throwing underhand. If they started on a mound, they'd be throwing
There's
it
no
like
elevation change out there.
into the clouds. Yeah. But yeah, shout out Razorback softball team. Yeah, I'm gonna tune in. I'm intrigued. I hope they go far, do well. I know Oklahoma is like the top dog in softball and have been for the last several years, but yeah, Arkansas going into it, the number 4 overall seed. That's pretty cool. So, and they have the right attitude. They're like not done yet. And I saw one of their players, like Hannah Gamble, I think it is. Yeah, got one of those NIL deals. Some kind of sponsorship with somebody. I didn't see who it was, but pretty cool. So
pretty cool.
Yeah, and she's having a pretty good year herself. 381 average, 18 bombs, and 47 RBIs. So right on. Go Hogs. Woo pig. Okay, so last week's episode we did our all-time outfield, our picks of people we've seen play. Yeah, because I'd feel goofy saying, well, I'm gonna pick Rogers Hornsby for second base. Like, as I saw him play so many times back in my day or his day. So you go first, Brad. What's your all-time infield?
Okay. All right, for my starting pitcher. It
Starts
was a
with a
tough
laugh,
one
so this should be good.
Yeah, it's a good one. Roger Clemens. No.
Yeah, I thought
wanted
about
to,
it.
Dude, I wanted to, or I thought about it. I didn't want to. I mean, there was a couple of names I tossed around. Freaking Randy Johnson. I mean, hell, he disintegrated a bird on live television. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
Fantastic.
Then you got the great Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan would have been my other.
I mean, I couldn't get past Greg Maddux though. Had to go with Greg Maddux.
You picked Maddux too? Okay.
Yeah, I just couldn't get around it. Catcher, man, it was I wanted to say Piazza. He's the first one that came to mind. Or Yachty, just because I'm a Cardinals fan, but I'm gonna go with Buster Posey. I'll stick with him. First base.
Okay, you said or Yachty. Okay, I thought you said or Yachty. Like one
where
I
never
was
heard of Oriati?
I was like, I was like,
yeah, dude. In the Molinas, man, they're pretty solid.
Yeah, Yachty's up there, but I as far as all-time catcher, he's like my personal favorite.
He's my personal favorite, but
yeah,
I couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't pick him like best ever.
And that's my only hesitation on Buster. I mean, just because his career is not finished, but I mean, hell, he's had a pretty good one so far.
Buster's retired.
Oh, has he? Well, shit.
Like 2 years ago.
Oops. COVID's been pretty rough on me.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. So that's catcher. First base. Man, I was wanting to say Frank Thomas, but I'm gonna go with Pujols. Second base. Yeah, big hurt. Second base, man, not a whole lot of names came to mind, but I'm going to roll with Robinson Cano. And then third, Chipper Jones. Gotta do Chipper.
Chipper Jones?
Yep. Chipper Jones.
That's the remix Chipper Jones.
Yep. And okay. Shortstop. You're not gonna let me do shortstop?
Well, let's go.
Cal Ripken. Designated hitter David Ortiz.
I just like how Flo Rida is sitting in the front row of this game, and he's got just a massive chain, and he was sipping something out of a straw just now. I don't know, but my eyes like immediately locked to that. I completely.
I was wondering what that strange look on your face was for.
Didn't hear a word you said, really. Yeah, who was your shortstop? Yeah, totally missed that. A little distracted by Flo Rida's
Iron
chain.
Man. The Iron Man.
Ripken? Okay.
Yeah, that's just my favorite. I mean, everybody go Barry Larkin, but
oh gosh, that was a good one. Oh
yeah, then I really wanted to go Barry Larkin, but I was like, man, my favorite though was Cal Ripken. But a case, yeah, we seen him after his prime. So,
I mean, yeah, I would say he was winning World Series before we really got into like watching baseball.
Yeah, he was just breaking the Lou Gehrig's consecutive start,
games played streak. I think it was starts. So. Yeah, I guess it had to be starts.
I mean, hell, he always looked like freaking everyone's dad whenever you're a kid, and then by the time you're a teenager, it's like, hey, is that your grandpa out there? But he's still making the plays. So
yeah, I mean, he was still doing it, still making all-star teams, and I mean, the guy played like what 20 years.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I should probably say Barry Larkin with honorable mention Cal Ripken, but I'll stick with Iron Man.
So, which by the way, 6:16 to play in the third. Miami is up 72-64, completely taken over right now with whatever unit they have out there. So yeah, we've got a game in Miami.
And not talking about Randy Johnson.
Is that a okay? They're showing the old championship teams for Miami now. I thought I saw Gary Payton. Was Gary Payton on the Heat in 06? Is that when that was? I guess. I don't know. Like Gary Payton Sr., not Gary Payton Jr.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think I'm like 15 seconds behind you. So.
All right. Well, cool. I'm in the future.
Cool. Well, hit us with your infield.
All right, here we go. I mean, it's pretty much all but two. I mean, the same as yours. Third, I got Chipper. Shortstop, I got A-Rod. Whether it's steroid A-Rod, whether it's Seattle A-Rod, skinny A-Rod, I'm taking A-Rod. That's sure. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's the best shortstop to ever play. Alex Rodriguez. Second base, I got Roberto Alomar. So,
ooh, Roberto.
Yeah, just a consistent all-star there at second base. Always winning Gold Gloves. Always hitting around 300. Roberto Alomar for sure at second. First base, Pujols. Pitcher for me is Greg Maddux. He's the best I've ever seen.
You sure it's not Pujols?
As far okay, now that was pretty cool to see.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Pujols pitching. What weren't they up like 15 to something?
15 to like 2.
Yeah, something crazy. And I saw that he got a guy to ground out, but didn't somebody go yard on him too?
Oh, I think he gave up 3 homers.
Yeah,
2. Okay. He gave up multiple.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Adam Wainwright having a like funny tweet about it. Like, don't worry, I gave up a bomb my first start too. But yeah, so yeah, I have Pujols at first, not pitching. Got Maddux at pitcher. Nolan Ryan would have been my next choice. I mean, the all-time strikeout leader. It's Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
And catcher, I got Mike Piazza. Like you, Yachty's my favorite. Pudge Rodriguez would have been another one.
Ooh,
Yeah, he was up
that
there for
would.
me. That was one I was thinking of. But Piazza was always like the guy, when we were growing up. He was always the best catcher.
Oh yeah,
He's got 400
the
something career home
mustache.
runs, which you don't get as a catcher. You just don't hit that many home runs. A lot of people seem to think or consider like Johnny Bench probably the best catcher ever, or at least certainly in the conversation.
Yeah.
But Piazza has them all beat as far as like career home runs and all that. And I didn't see Johnny Bench play, so that's back when the Reds were good, by the way. Like easily the best team in baseball.
Man. So when was the last time they were good? Like the 80s?
I mean,
Have we been alive?
they
They
got in
got
the
they got
wild
some
card a couple times, but that's not good. That's just getting in.
no.
It's been a while.
They've
Now,
had a couple of years, yeah.
when I was growing up, the Cardinals weren't good. I went to
No.
games at Busch Stadium every year, and they lost every time. They would lose to like the Pirates. Like, I did
That
not go to a game where the Cardinals won. It seemed like.
funny thing you said the Pirates. That was I think we been to 2 games, and yeah, one of them was the Pirates, and I think the other one, hell, maybe I just been to one. Maybe just been to one Cardinals game. But yeah, it was the
I've been to a
Pirates.
bunch. I have not been to the new Busch Stadium.
We'll brag on it.
Yeah, well, I haven't been to the new Busch Stadium, but I went to. That was basically our vacation when I was younger.
Yeah.
Was going to like to St. Louis and then going to Cardinals games, going eating at Charlie Gito's, like
I-
just hanging out at the landing.
yeah.
St. Louis is a dope city if you know where to go.
I think I'm gonna go there late June. So go check out a Cardinals game and go see what's up.
Well, thanks for the invite, but
Dude, it's like 6 weeks away. You still have time.
yeah, I guess so. June.
Yeah, the end of June.
Okay, I'm going to Panama City, Florida
Yeah, I'm
too.
busy.
Like literally the following week.
Well, thanks for the invite.
Well, we had the timing all. I don't know, man. I gotta like save my money if I'm gonna be gone for a week in Florida, South Florida, or is it? No, it's not South Florida. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm just our Miami up 11 now. So yeah, no, St. Louis, awesome city. If you definitely go check it out. Uh, Lots of cool spots there. Haven't been, and I have not been to St. Louis though since I was like 14. And okay,
Uh
this is my last Cardinals game. I went to my last 2 Cardinals games. The first, both of which McGuire was still playing. All right, so first night, first game, first inning, McGuire hits a shot. Okay, like obviously moonshot into the seats. Crowd goes nuts, and this is after 70 home runs, and Bonds hadn't surpassed him yet. And so obviously, nobody
oh, so
thought anything about
this wasn't
steroids.
the year where it was him versus Sosa.
No, it was like the year after, I think, a year or 2 after. Uh, yeah, it was like the next year or the fall, or like 1 or 2 seasons later. But he's like he's like a deity in St. Louis
Oh
around this
yeah.
time. I mean, his photos everywhere, and just people going nuts, over him. But yeah, place goes nuts when he hits a shot in the first inning, and it was like the eighth. I think it was the eighth inning, eighth or ninth. And McGuire comes up. They're down 2, I think it was, and then McGuire hits like a. I don't know if I can't remember if it was a walk off, but he hit the game winning home run, and the place just erupts. And I mean, myself included, I'm like going crazy. It's awesome. I mean, how many times you get to see that? So he has like a phenomenal game, 2 home runs, the second which was the game winner. And then the following night, I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go get to see this again. McGuire strikes out in the first inning and throws his back out and doesn't come back out to play. And that was like the kind of start of his eventual.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I mean that was it. He retired shortly after that. Like,
yep, steroids caught up with me.
yeah, but I mean, it was those were my last two Cardinal games. So I never got to see Pujols play or anything like that, live. But it's that would be fun. Definitely
I
go
do
check
remember
that out.
trying to, whenever they went to the World Series, us trying to convince ourselves that it was going to be worth it to spend the $400 a ticket for standing room only or something.
Did you talk to me about that?
Yeah,
I want to say I remember that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and neither one of us had the money.
I did not make that kind of money at the
Yeah,
time. I remember that. What
yeah, I was
what
like, man, it's
2011? Is that when that was? Or 13?
yeah, I think it's 13.
And they didn't even win it that year, right?
Nope,
Yeah.
nope, and they didn't.
Yeah. Was that
But
Boston? Was that Boston that year? Or yeah, I guess
I don't remember who that was that
it
year.
had to be Boston, Red Sox. But it was yeah, that was phenomenal. Them beating the Rangers though. Like in the fashion that it did.
Hmm.
David Freese will never have to, buy a drink or food anytime he visits St. Louis. Dude still gets it, and this is why they're the best fans in baseball. Dude still gets a standing O like anytime he, comes to bat there. And for the opposing team, like nobody's gonna forget that. I mean, they won a freaking World Series largely because of him.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's awesome. All right, so pretty dope episode. Just touch up on a little news. Deshaun Watson's trial got delayed to 2023. 22 women involved in the civil proceedings to come. So whether or not maybe Deshaun Watson gets to play next year. I don't know. To what, $250 million just to wait and see, and all
sounds like
guaranteed
a
too.
sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, if you're Deshaun Watson,
Yep.
and that's how bad they wanted to get rid of Baker. So
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
Wait, has Jarvis Landry signed anywhere yet?
No, I don't even remember the news on him. Is he still a Brown?
I don't. I think they're looking to sign elsewhere.
Well, last
But
I heard, he was saying he wanted to be a Brown, and the Browns seem to have no interest in re-signing him, which he has been a
oh, they're.
stud for him while he's been there. Not
Hmm.
necessarily last year, just because of Baker, but yeah, it'd be interesting. Something's going to happen with Baker sooner or later. I don't know what you do if you're the Browns. That relationship is essentially beyond repair. It'd be nice if you could say, "Look, come play for us and audition for your next spot. Go out there and show what you can do healthy." But Baker's not going to do that. Uh, yeah, that relationship is it's completely severed. So whatever happens with that, who knows? We'll see. I don't know. We probably won't find out anything till closer to the
August.
start. Yeah, closer to the start of the season or later. Who knows with that? But yeah, we got a ball game here. We got less than a minute to go. We got a ball game here. Miami up 78-74 tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, so 8 o'clock here Central time. Dallas and Golden State. So we're gonna get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 30, Shoe Booty Sports. Tune in next week for episode 31. It's Graham Powell
Brother Brown.
signing out, y'all. Peace.